Hey guys, it's me, Kate again. So, in this video I'll be talking about favorite TV shows, movies, cartoons, and anime that I watched or rewatched this in 2020. Oh, here's the list. The list is a little bit long on the longer side, but before we jump into it, I do have a few honorable mentions, which, considering the day that I'm filming this is 18th of October, and you're seeing this on 19th, so the day later. And because of that, I do still have a few days, and I'm planning to watch Rubinrot, Sapphire and Smaragdgrün. I think it's in that order, by the Ruby Red trilogy movies. I'm planning to watch them. I did watch them a few times already. I will rewatch them at least once a year, but I did not rewatch them this year, and I'm planning to. Now in December I do still have few days of school, so of course when school finishes I'll have time. So well, yeah, I'm planning to watch that, and I'm also planning either there's also possibility of me rewatching Home Alone 5, which is my favorite Home Alone movie. So we'll see if that happens. Now, as I said, this list is a little bit on the longer side. So I'll try, for example, if there's multiple movies in the same series, I'll talk about all of them together, not everything. I won't talk about the plot of every single one. So first things first, we have Teen Wolf. I rewatched this in January of this year. Some of you may know if you've been subscribed to my channel for that long. This is about Scott, who one night goes to find a body with his best friend Styles in the woods, but instead of finding a body, actually only a half. I'm sorry, that's my phone. Actually, I only went to find half of a body because joggers found the second half, if I remember correctly. But instead of finding a body, they were caught by Styles' father. Styles lies and says that Scott is not there, and because Styles goes with his dad, Scott stays alone and gets bitten by a werewolf and becomes a werewolf. And there's a lot of stuff from there. There are 6 seasons, so my favorites are first 3, definitely, just because, and I think it's first 3, like they're like depending on, and then it's the 4th, but I'm not sure how I feel about 5th and 6th season, so, but it's one of my favorite shows. The next thing that we have is the Big Bang Theory. This show, let me just check. So November, yes. October, yes. September, yes. Yes. August, yes. July, Yes. June, of course, yes. May, yes. April, yes. March, very much yes. It's actually the first thing that I have written down in March. Then February, yes, at the very bottom of the page, almost didn't see it. January, yes. December last year, yes. And November last year, yes. So it appeared in every What I Watched video ever that I've done on this channel. I do have my bullet journal where I have what I watched each month. So I was looking at that. It really did appear in every single What I Watched video since last November. Not last November, month before. The last month, but November last year when I started this channel. So if you don't know for some reason what the Big Bang Theory is about, it's about let me just do something. Okay, I was zoomed in, and I only figured it out now, so I just zoomed out. So the Big Bang Theory is a show about a group of scientists, Leonard, Sheldon, Wolowitz and Kutrapali, who are friends and are like antisocial AF. At least Sheldon, others are semi-social. And one day Wolowitz is living with his mom in Altadena. Kutrapali lives in his own apartment, but Leonard and Sheldon are roommates. And one day, two of them get a new neighbor named Penny, who they invite for lunch, and basically there is a really funny running gag that everybody knows how much she owes them for food, considering how much food she ate that was technically paid by them. So, and she slowly starts breaking them out of their shells, and stuff goes berserk. The next thing that I have is NCIS Los Angeles. I don't think I should put this on the list. Oh damn it, 4th season of MacGyver. I need to start watching that. I watched all episodes of first season of, except for one, but I'll talk about it after NCIS LA. So, NCIS Los Angeles is about a team of special agents working from Navy CIS, but in Los Angeles office. It's the first spin-off on of Navy CIS. Then, 2 seasons later, we had New Orleans, which is second spin-off. But in LA we have, LA is my favorite out of the 3, because there is something, considering that I can't talk about it, considering it does happen really late in the show, and it might spoil one subplot that goes through through several seasons. So I don't think I can talk about it very much, but there one plot point which happens in season 6 or 7, something around that time. I think it's season 6 episode 20 or something. I don't remember. Oh, I'll check. I'll just check. I need to check first appearance of one. I need to see the first appearance of one character, so I'll tell you exactly. So I'll tell you exactly which episode. So first appearance. Season 7 episode 16 apparently. But why do I think that it happened in season 6? So apparently this character first appeared in season 7 episode 16, but let's see here. Yeah, season 7 episode 16. Oh, I know what's 16. Okay, I messed to the two subplots, but the one in season 7 is the one that I was referring to. So considering it happened in season 7, I can't talk about it in a detail, but except that we have again weekly cases, but we also have I'm just looking at I have technically school right now, but who cares? So NCIS Los Angeles does have a large cast of characters, because if you count all the main characters and then the ones that come and go, you do really have a lot of characters to go through. Considering, I think it's on season 12. Let me just check Instagram. I think it's on season 12 currently. So I didn't watch past season 9, so I still have 3 seasons to go. The next thing is MacGyver. As I said earlier, I watched all but one episode of first 3 seasons and started the 4th. I need to continue on with that, but I don't remember on which episode I stopped. The reason why I know that I did not watch only one episode is the first time when I started watching MacGyver in June, I think it was June last year, I watched exactly episode after that one. And then when season 3 finished, season 4 wasn't out yet, they started rerunning it. And I watched first 2 seasons season 3 up to that episode forgot MacGyver was on the day that episode was on TV, and then watched the episode after again. But the thing is, I don't remember which exact episode of season 3 it was. So I didn't watch random episode of season 3. I know what happened in that episode because of some stuff that happens in the episode after that I watched, but so it's about the guy named MacGyver. I think it's Reboot or something or older, who is a genius, and he is working for this secret agency. I don't remember how it was called in the beginning, but throughout the third season it was called the Phoenix Foundation. So, and in the beginning his best friend doesn't know that he's working for Phoenix. I'll just call it that way because I don't remember how it was called in the beginning. But of course, his best friend. And in the first episode, of course, his best friend in the season 1 finds out about it, and then he comes to work for Phoenix as the lab guy. He's working with computers and makes a robot that can detect emotions. It's the whole thing. It's a little bit crazy, but in the very first episode, Mac and his partner Jack are going to recruiting hacker named Riley to come work with them. In exchange, they pull her out of the prison. I'll be back. I'm back. My mom called, so I had to take that. So I stopped where Mac and Jack taking Riley out of prison, and then they take her. She takes, of course, she wants to get out of prison. So and plot goes from there. It's like crime investigation show, so I don't want to say anything else. Because if I don't go to the next thing, this video will be like even longer than yesterday's, which was like 40 minutes. Then I watched The Resident, which is medical procedure about a bunch of residents in this hospital. I think in Chicago, maybe. But characters like, of course, you have some characters who are appear once a season. Those guys are the best. Of course, in every show like this, NCIS LA, there is one character who appears at least once a season. I love him. Then here we have several characters. I love all of them, and also the residents are nuts. Let me just say, their dynamic is crazy. One of my favorite character is the Raptor, which is like a surgeon. He's a surgeon, but I think it's AJ something. I don't remember, but they call him the Raptor, and out of context. So they had in one episode, I don't remember which season. I watched 3. I think the 4th one is just filming. So in one of the episodes, I don't remember which episode of each season, they had a case, and our title character, the resident, whose name Conrad. And one other character are talking, and this other character asks, where are we going to find someone, the doctor, something along those lines, something along the lines of where are we find a surgeon that is that crazy? And basically he just looked at that character. Of course I go ask the Raptor, and he says yes. So yeah, it's medical procedure. Like there's drama, there's romance, there's all stuff coming and going. Then I watched SlugTerra, which is cartoon about Eli, who on his 15th birthday, I think it's 15th just because I was thinking, wow, I'm on my 16th birthday, I was thinking, wow, I'm older than him. So I'm going to just check Eli Shane. I think he's 15. So he goes into this hole, which brings him to SlugTerra, which is this place with slugs. Those slugs are great. He has Burpee, Jules, Burpee, Jules, Doc, I think I'll find more just Burpee, Jules, Doc, I don't remember all of them. But all of them have names, and they're I just went and checked, I couldn't find. They're all crazy. Jules is electricity, has electricity. Burpee is fire. Doc is healing. There is water, rock, muscle. I don't remember. I watched that in February, and they are going through SlugTerra and defeating evil guys. I don't remember specific seasons, and then he has a crew of one is correct, it's I'll just go to Google I'll just go and tell you how it's called. I don't remember the word in English of what he is. But So one is Todd. I don't know who that is. I guess he's from season 2. That's the one I did not watch yet. So we have a girl, the Mr. King of some stuff, and the big blue guy. Even though they dropped the girl at some point. And they all have their own storylines throughout the show. Then I watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The Nickelodeon adaptation, I really like it. So they're mutant turtles, mutant turtle ninjas. We have Leo, who has twin katanas, I believe. Raph with forks for salad. How that's like the joke from Croatian dub. I'm not sure. Saya. So fork, gigantic forks. Saya. So I'll just Google it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. 2012. Just I think it's Saya. Don't. I'll just scroll till the end and go to Raphael. They're all named after painters and artists. So Sai, apparently is how you say it in English, but basically forks. And there is the really joke in Croatian dub that those are forks for salad. Like or how the character actually says it, Vilice za salatu, which is my awful try to do South Croatian accent. I'm sorry guys from Dubrovnik and around and the splitter from Dalmatia. I can't do that accent. I can do Zagreb's accent, but Southern, no. This video will really be longer than yesterday's because I have 3 pages. I'm not even the halfway through the first one. So, okay, but some stuff I can't talk about because of spoilers. So, yay me. So then I watched Dr. House, which is about the titular Dr. House. This is my first time finishing the show. Before this, I only watched season 3, 4, and 5, I think. I never watched till the last episode, which is Everybody Dies, which is play on his quote, everybody lies, but last episode is everybody dies. So it's about Dr. House. He works on diagnosing the diseases with his team consisting in first season of Chase, Cameron, and Foreman. And then we have some other some stuff happens and he changes his team. Then some of the old characters come back. So then he changes his team again. I can't explain that show. It's another medical drama, but it's like... And he also has the best friend Wilson, who they have offices, so if House goes to his office, they have remotely closed offices and they're best friends, and then House just randomly pops up in Wilson's office throughout the day, which this one hates, but nobody asks him for his opinion. I know that I'm not explaining this really well, but some of these I watched for so long that like the storylines of particular seasons blend together, so I can't say what season 1 from season 5. So then I watched Crimes of Grindelwald, the second Fantastic Beasts movie. I love that movie. I know that it's like a lot of people say it's not really good, but I did love it, like enough to get it on my favorites list. Like, I don't watch movies for how good they are. I watch them to have fun. That's also why I watched Gods of Egypt twice. Then I watched Avengers and Crimes of Grindelwald. So in Fantastic Beasts movies are prequel to Harry Potter movies leading up to Dumbledore's duel with Grindelwald. And this one is in New York. I forgot when the first one is in... No, first one is in New York in 20s, then the second one is in Europe in 30s, I wanna say, but I'm not sure. Then I watched Avengers Endgame. I think everybody knows what happened here. I did not find it as sad as some people. My friend actually watched it when it just came out. She hates Avengers because of the movie. I'm not going to talk about it a lot. Yeah, she was really mad about and sad about things that happened. We've talked about that movie ever since it came out. She did try to spoil me, but at some point I ended up spoiling myself. So I waited, so I forgot about that, so I watched it, so... But this Avengers defeating Thanos phase 3 is done. What is going to be now? Like, we were waiting for what, 10 years for that movie, so who knows what's going to be next. Then the next thing that I watched was Regal Academy, which is about grandchildren of fairy tale characters. For example, we have Cinderella's granddaughter Snow White's grandson, Belle and the Beast's grandson. Who else? And a lot of other characters. So grandchildren are our favorite fairy tale characters. And the first episode starts by Cinderella's daughter going to school and getting stuck in the store buying shoes. And then she finds this doorway to the school for fairy tale characters and finds out that her grandmother is actually Cinderella. Rose's mother was Cinderella's daughter, but she decided to live in human world, not in fairy tale world. Along with parents of Belle and Beast's grandson. I'm not sure who of them is child of those two. So we have two of them. So they live on Earth, others live in a fairy tale world. Basically, and then they're divided at the beginning of the school year. Like children are all, kids are all, they're actually my age, so they're all divided into groups in school. So their group, so Rose, Hawk, so Rose, Hawk, Astoria, Joy, Travis form a team, and also they got they're friends with Ling, Odette, and Amborsia, I think. So they are in the team, and basically their team is terrible at everything except for Shira in like heroism class and riding dragons. But everything else they're suck big time in. So we're following their adventures and misadventures, trying to be good fairy tale characters. They're really not. Like my lunch is probably or cooked, so I'll be back soon. I'm back. I'm sorry if this video will have like a million stops, but the next thing we have is Lego Ninjago, which is basically Lego ninjas fighting stuff with elemental magic. We have fire, water, electricity, earth, and ice. And I think some others, but these are the ones I can remember. So we start with fire, ice, electricity, and earth. Basically, water actually is the one of the characters from earlier seasons, but in the beginning we don't know that that character has those powers. So Except for 4 of them, we have their sensei, we have the Green Ninja, sister of one of them, and Green Ninja's mother. So the fire is sky, water, and then we have water, who is his sister Nia. As I said in the beginning, we don't know she has elemental powers. Then we have coal, the earth, Zane, the ice, and what's the... I'll just check. Ninjago. Lloyd is the Green Ninja. They're fighting the Lord Darmadon, who is Lloyd's dad. Oh, Jay is the electricity. And then we have a few other bad guys, of course, because why not? And they're basically ninjas. Then we have all 8 Harry Potter movies. Harry Potter is like the wizard who 10 years lives as a normal boy, and then on his 11th birthday he finds out he's a wizard, and his parents were murdered when he was 1 by Lord Voldemort, so he lived with his aunt and uncle and his cousin, who are basically bonkers. And basically he goes to magical school Hogwarts, where a lot of bad stuff happens. To quote one of my favorite shows of all time, something strange is happening in this school. Yeah, basically we have Harry Potter and Philosopher's Stone, then we have Chamber of Secrets, then Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix, The Half-Blood Prince, and then Deadly Hallows Parts 1 and 2. Then we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, GX 5Ds, Zexal Arc 5, and the Vrains. They're not all the same shows. That's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains. And then I watched also Dark Side of Dimensions movie and Once Beyond Time movie. They're all on my favorites of the year list. I did not watch Pyramid of Light movie, but apparently that's like too weird even for me. I'm not going to tell you what it is about in case you never watch original Yu-Gi-Oh! Till the end, because as far as I know, the plot is involving characters in season 5, which I'm just rewatching. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters is following Yugi, who in the first season is trying to win Battle City Season 2. First season is Duelist Kingdom Tournament to release his grandfather from Pegasus, who stole Yugi's grandfather's soul. and shit goes down in that. We have also Regal, and then, except for Yugi, we have his gang of friends. Thea, the female lead, Joey, his best friend, and also Tristan. And then we also have his rival Kaiba and Kaiba's brother Mokuba, and also Yugi's grandfather. That is like, those are the main characters throughout all of the show. And also we have characters like Ishizu, Merrick, and Odeon who appear, and also Mai, I forgot, who appear throughout the show, but they're not part of the main gang all the time. So in the second season it's Battle City arc, and here we are introduced to three Egyptian god cards. Season 3 is, first they're in computer system, and then it's Battle City Finals. Season 4 is Awakening the Dragons arc, if I'm remembering correctly, which is about Atlantis. And then season 5, first part is Dungeon Dice Monsters are a filler arc, and then the second part is Memories arc. I'm sorry, people are calling me all the time. So we're on the second part of season 5 of Yu-Gi-Oh! So it's about Pharaoh's memories. Pharaoh is the guy in Yugi's Millennium Puzzle. There's a thing that hangs around his neck. So currently on that second part of season 5 I'm rewatching. I know I said I'm going to rewatch it in June, but I ran out of stuff to watch. So it was either my 10th rewatch or is it, I think around 10th rewatch of The Big Bang Theory or that. My battery is gone. So if my battery, so after this I'm going to film on my phone because my camera battery is gonna die. So yeah, I loved it, of course. So the sudden change in color is because from now on I'm filming on my phone. So I'm sorry because of this, but my camera battery is gonna die, and if I don't finish this video today, I probably never will. So that's now I'm filming on my phone, that's why maybe the coloring a little bit changed and angle a little bit, so just so you know. Now we are on Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. This is my Coke, so move it out of the shot. Now we have Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. This I cannot explain for the life of me, because the first season is all over the place, because damn it, because now I'm filming this on my phone. I found the solution to finding out which episode the plot actually begins. I am using my laptop for this. I use my laptop for schoolwork. That's why it's charging right now. I have it. It's working since what? 8 a.m. 9. So So the plot begins. I do have, here it is. Season 1. Around episode 30. I thought it was episode 20, but episode 30. So that, and season has 52 episodes, so that's more than halfway through the first season when the actual plot begins. Of course, there are certain elements from the earlier episode that are that are setting the stage for the plot, but the actual plot only begins in around 30th episode. Don't ask what I'm doing, just putting my camera so I can edit this video later. So I plugged my camera into the laptop because my editing software is on it. So basically the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX goes through a lot. In that first 30 episodes, so many stuff happens that I cannot explain it for life of me. So the basic premise is Jaden comes to Duel Academy. The first episode is his entrance exam, where we meet most of the prominent characters. So we meet Chancellor Shepard, Zane, Alexis, Jaden, Cyrus, Bastion, Dr. Crowler, Chase. Yeah, we don't meet Professor Banner and Chumley, and also Pharaoh. In this case, Pharaoh is not a person, Pharaoh is a cat. In GX, so in Duel Monsters, Pharaoh is an actual Egyptian pharaoh, so a person. In GX, Pharaoh is a cat. I know it's confusing without any context, but GX I love because my favorite is that first season, because overarching plot of GX is defeating the darkness. It took me, 10 years to figure it out, maybe. So, the first season we finally get to that last portion, which actually has some kind of plot. We're fighting 7 Shadow Riders who want to release secret beasts. Let's say what. So I'll use Google Translate to see how the word is pronounced. So let's hear. Sacred, apparently. So that word, whatever. So sacred beasts, which are, I'll tell you exactly what they are because I only remember that one of them is called Raviel, but I'm not, I think he's the Lord of Phantasm. Sacred beasts. So we have Raviel, the Lord of Phantasms, Uriah, Lord of Striking Thunder, and Haman, the Lord of... Uriah, the Lord of Searing Flames, and Haman, Lord of Striking Thunder. I knew I was going to mix them up. Even though I know them, I know those cards so well. Basically, if you actually watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters and haven't continued on with GX, they're basically knockoff of 3 Egyptian god cards, which are Slifer the Sky Dragon, the Obelisk the Tormentor, and Winged Dragon of Ra. Basically, their design of Sacred Beasts is basically a knockoff of them, and they're also red, blue, and yellow. Red is the red is color shared by Uriah and Slifer. Blue is Raviel and Obelisk, and yellow is Haman and Ra. So the second season is of GX is this light is brainwashing people, which could be really strange considering I said that overarching plot of GX is defeating the darkness. So how does the light come into this? But there is this light of destruction, which actually is brainwashing people into mindless slaves. I don't know how to explain it because it's really strange. And if you don't put it into context, which I can't because of spoilers, you don't get really idea how you can fight the light and the darkness at the same time. But then the third season, they get transferred into several different dimensions because Bell again does not make sense if I don't put it into context, which I can't because of spoilers. But Bell is this Duel Monsters card in... Now it's Duel Monsters card. And it's the spirit Jaden could see as a kid, but for certain stuff which I cannot say because, as I said, spoilers, he doesn't remember it. The only reason I say it is there is and it's not really clear which gender Bell is, because I'm just Google Bell, so I don't have picture before me. So it would be, this is season 4. So the left side is female, but the right side is male. I know it does not make sense, but Bell's body is basically 2 halves. As I said, one is female, one is male. So, while possessing people, Bell usually goes after male victims, such as Marcel and Jesse, but in its actual form it's like 2 halves, so it's not really easier to say. But if you Google Bell and search and scroll a little bit through pictures, you will see Bell's picture as a human, which I think is a boy, but I'm not completely sure, because it's the picture is around, it's of a kid around which is around 9 or 10, or maybe even younger. So at that age, if you don't know which gender the person is, it's hard to say, because of course the 9-year-old didn't hit puberty yet. But I think in the past life Bell was a boy, but not the point of this video. So GX is fighting Bell. Like, there are some past lives. That's storylines in GX and Duel Monsters is like both are connected to multiple lives in GX and Duel Monsters. So and then 4th season of GX is fighting Night Shroud, the Darkness himself, which is really strange. When I say it there, but if you watch first season of GX, Night Shroud is a character in the first season, but the Night Shroud we meet in the first season isn't actual Night Shroud. I know without the context it does not make sense, but I cannot spoil anything considering we meet Night Shroud. That first person we think actually it's Night Shroud. It's season 1, episode 30. Yeah. No, episode 29 is Doomsday Part 1. So season 8, episode 29, Doomsday Part 1, we meet what we think is Night Shroud, and we actually call him Night Shroud throughout parts 1 and 2 of Doomsday. But plot twist at the end of the second part actually is a resolution of one mystery that is carrying on from episode I think it's called Abandon the Dorm or something like that. Oh, episode The Shadow Duelist Part 1. So which is episode 5. And then we don't hear about that mystery till Duel of Part 1, which is episode 21, and then in episode 29 we get Night Shroud. So I know it's really strange without context, but and this video will be really long. I also watched Dark Side of Dimensions, which is direct continuation to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters manga, I think. But it's, again, spoilers, so I can't say anything about it. But then we have Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds before I go on to talk about Pawns Beyond Time. So in Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, we got Yusei and Company. I'll just pull that playlist. So we have Yusei, who at the beginning of the first season wants to go from Satellite to New Domino City. New Domino. French I'll do some other day. I think next Wednesday. I need to pull up a playlist with episodes so I can remember what the hell is happening. So he wants to go to New Domino City because of reasons. Oh, Crew of GX. In GX we have Jaden, the protagonist, Chess, the rival, Alexis, the leading lady, Cyrus, the best friend. First season is Chamley, the roommate, but he leaves after the first season. We have Bastian, the smart one, who is not mentioned past season 3. Then we have Hasselberry, the muscle, who appears in season 2 episode. Let me just check. Episode 3, a Hasselberry hounding, I think. We have Zane, the Cyrus's older brother, aka rival number 2. Aster, the championship duelist. Professor Banner, the professor in Duel Academy and the resident spirit. Pharaoh the cat. Dr. Crowler, the nut job of the show. Bonaparte, who is Crowler's Lucky and the rival. Professor Shepard, Chancellor Shepard. Seto Kaiba, Yugimoto from the original series. Yugi appears only in a couple of episodes. Kaiba in the first and last season. Kaiba does appear multiple times around in the show. Then Sartorius, the first guy brainwashed by the Light of Destruction. Kakemaru, the leader of Shadow Riders. 7 Shadow Riders consisting of Nitra, Kamala, Tanya. Those are first 3. Then Scorpions. Abido is the 3rd, who's the actual pharaoh in this world. Those are 5. Somebody is missing. Then we have Amniel. But who am I missing then? Oh, Titan! I just figured out I forgot Titan. That guy's forgettable. So then we have, who else do we get? And then there's a bunch of characters. And also Atticus. Atticus. The reason I thought I mentioned him is technically I did. If you haven't watched your GX, you won't know the reference, but I did technically mention him while mentioning the other character. Won't tell you who. So 5Ds. So you say going to New Domino City to confront Jack, who did something 2 years before. So we have the signers who are Jack, Yusei, Akiza, Luna, Crow. Jack, Yusei, Akiza, Luna, Crow, and Leo. They're connected to the story is they are signers of Crimson Dragon. I think it's a Crimson Dragon. Of course, I think that's how he's called. So we have that guy, them, and they're in the first season trying to defeat Dark Signers, which are enemies, and they're tied to Earthbound Immortals, whose name I'm just about to butcher. So, Earthbound Immortal. So I'm just going to butcher their names. So they're all level 10 dark attribute monsters of various types. So they're each have a different color, name, effect, dark signer, and origin. So origin as in animal. The first is Uru, who is a red, and it's a spider, and he's a sign of Roman Goodwin. Orange, no, we're skipping orange. Then we have Kasulu, who is yellow, he's monkey, and his dark signer is Dilok. Blue is Kapakapu, who is a giant, and his dark signer is Kalim. Then we have Indigo, Chaku Charua. I'm sorry for butchering that. His dark signer is Greiger, and that is a killer whale. Then we are going to orange, who is Asalapiscu, which is Hummingbird, and his dark signer is Carly Carmine. Then green is is the lizard, whose dark signer is Misty, and violet is Condor, whose dark signer is Rex. The only reason why for Lizard and Condor I didn't use their actual names is because I cannot pronounce them, and I tried finding episode where Jake's assistant names them all, but I forgot which episode it is, so I didn't check. So they are in the first season trying to defeat Dark Signers, and also Kisa has storyline alongside Misty, which involves Arcadia Movement, which is a cult which disappears literally halfway through the show, aka after the season 1 ends. And there's no mention of them in season 2. In season 2, they're trying to defeat guys from the future, alongside Bruno, who is actually one of the guys from the future. They don't try me to explain these storylines because I'm not sure what the hell is happening in half of these shows. I'm sure what's happening in Door Monsters, Arc 5, and Zexal. The other 3, I have no idea what the hell is happening. So, yeah, that's 5 days, I loved it. And also our team is Yusei, Jack, Crow, Leo, Luna, Kiza, Bruno in season 2, Trudge, who is a who works for the Public Security Bureau, Rex Goodwin, rest of the Dark Signers, Carly, Jack's assistant, who later also goes to the Public Security Bureau, and my brain is blanking. And the mad scientist who works at NRD reactor. I'm sorry. Okay. Shark looks weird. So then we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, which is following Yuma. Funny story. Actually, Yuma is 4th protagonist. So we have Yugi the first, Jaden the second, or Judai in the original. He's the only one whose name they changed in the dub. So Jaden / Judai, Yusei, then Yuma, then Yuya, then Yusaku, and the 7th one is also something on you. If you notice the pattern, all of the protagonists have you as a part of their first names, except for Jaden or Judai in the original, who has you, but not in his given name, but in his surname. His surname is Yuki. Jaden Yuki. Yuki is the only thing that is same in the both versions. So if in Zexal we're following Yuma, who is terrible duelist. So last 3 shows we're following the guys who are great. Then you get to Zexal and you get the guy who literally lost 30 times in a row. And all those times he was defeated by his own best friend. That's saying something. And we're following also him and Astral. In the first they're trying to collect all the number cards to so Astral can get his memories back, and then we are following the Astrobarian War. Astral being Astral's side, and Barians are these freaky space guys. I know that that doesn't make any sense, but the last 40 minutes I've been talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Non-stop, and I'm confused since GX, which was, what, 20 minutes ago? So, I told you this video will be a long one, even though I said I'm trying to make it not longer than yesterday's. My fault. Or this part only will be longer than yesterday's whole video. The video that I posted 2 days before this one goes up. So I love Zexal. Then we have Yuya, Funny story about Yuya from Arc 5. So we're going here, my Yahoo Mail, this one, and we are clicking on Arc 5. Now we're on Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, which I watched in sub. So if my thoughts sound like a madman trying to piece together random parts of a story, I'm sorry, I really can't piece together what the hell was happening here. So we're funny story about Yuya. I was watching Zexal. It took me a week or less. Week to 10 days. And basically I was near the end. I think I had, 10, 20 episodes left. And I started, I asked myself, who is in the next? Oh, Yuya! Which was completely random. But on Instagram, I saw a photo of first 5 protagonists. So, Yuki to Yuya. And somehow I retained their names. And I knew first one was Yuki, second one Jaden, third one Yusei, fourth one Yuma. And then, randomly, I just knew the 5th one was Yuya. And the Yusaku we don't talk about. We do in 10 minutes. If the last half an hour that I'm talking just since about the show since GX. Oh, I haven't gone through the crew of Zexal. So with Zexal we have Yuma, Astral, Tori, Gong. No! Gong is Arc 5. Gongenzaka. Bronk. Bronk is Zexal. Cathy. The guy and the girl with the train and the flying thing. Flip. And few people whose names I forgot. As I said, Shark, Kite, Heart, Shark's sister. I really did forget a few people from Zexal. Mostly because most of the background characters were so forgettable. Arclight brothers, like Yuma. We're on Zexal gang. Yuma, Astral, Arclight brothers, Quinton, Quattro, and Trey, Kite and Heart. Did I mention Shark? They are the interesting ones, and also they're all guys. You'll see such strange things happening that my favorite characters are mostly guys. I think if you go and count how many male characters, they're usually overpowering girls by 3-1 or 2-1. So, which saying something about me, which is I don't usually like female characters. And I relate more to the guys than to girls. But now we're on to Arc 5 actual plot. The plot is following Yuya, who in the beginning is trying to collect enough wins so he can go to Junior Youth Championship, so he can advance on the board and become championship duelist in the future. But stuff goes to shit partway through the championship when he actually gets to the championship. No, this is sort of being fusion use. When does so partway through the championship they have a battle royale. If you don't know what battle royale is, it's basically everybody against everybody. No, it's not who is your rival, who is your friend. It's you against everybody else. So partway through battle royale, everything goes to shit because of fusion dimension. There are 4 dimensions in this world: standard, fusion, synchro, and exceeds. Synchro is the something we learn in 5Ds and exceeds in Zexal. Of course, in this world, standard is basically Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters world, where everything is normal. People are normal, storylines are normal. Not all people are normal, but that guy fled to fusion, and then his wife went berserk. Then his son tried to get him back. But that did not work. As I said, bunch of crazy people. But this like normal world. Then fusion is the one with Duel Academy. Or in this case, considering I watched sub, Duel Academia. And why am I struggling? Academia. So, of course, that's the world where we'll associate with GX, because in GX we have Duel Academy, and it's ruled by fusion summoners such as Chaz, Jaden, Cyrus, Zane. So it's fusion. Then we have Synchro Dimension, which is our 5D's world of Arc 5. So where Synchro Summon is happening. And in an Exceeds Dimension, currently when Arc 5 is happening, Heartland is a wasteland. Because they were invaded by Academia. And everything went to shit. As I said, the Arc 5 world is nuts. Basically, in partway through Battle Royale of Standard Dimension, Fusion invades and send their Obelisk Force to Standard. But damn it, the leader of Duel of Academia is Acabalio. I almost messed him up with his kids. I'm sorry. Acabalio is nuts. You don't. I won't spoil why, because that's like the last season. But Leo Akaba is nuts because something happened, he remembered it, and now he's nuts. So his eldest son and only son, because the Lyra was adopted after he left to Fusion. So Akabareji, after Obelisk Force invades Battle Royale, collects all of the kids who are left in Battle Royale. I'll tell you, are 5 Lancers. I'm sorry, I'm really trying here, but I cannot not remember who the past. We need members. So we have Akabareji or Declan in the dub, Yuya, Sakaki. And then you have dimensions, so Akabareji standard / pendulum, Yuya standard / pendulum, Serena from fusion, Kongenzaka from standard / pendulum, Savatari Shingo from standard / pendulum dimension. Who's Moon Shadow? Oh, Tsukikage. Yeah, Tsukikage. From standard / pendulum. Kurosaki. Yes, Kurosaki from Xyz. Akaba, Lyra or Reira, depending on voice research. I think because L and R are really similar in Japanese. So from standard / pendulum. Then apparently Crow from Synchro and Sora from Fusion are apparently current members. Then we have Dennis from Fusion, who is apparently inactive, but and then we have the guys who didn't make the cut. So Reggie collects the Lancers who we just went to, and let's go through interdimensional war, even though Lyra is like 5 or 6. The rest of them are teenagers, 14 and up. So yeah, really interesting. Bunch of kids against the madman in his 30s or 40s. Yay! And did I mention that Reggie is 16 and the director of LDS, or more commonly referred, which is shortened version of Leo Duel School, and also of Lance Defense Soldiers, which is apparently a lot longer way to say Lancers. But again, 5. So we went through the gang, most of the gang. So we have Sakaki Yuya, Akabareji, Serena, Kongenzaka, Sawatari, Tsukikage, Kurosaki, Akabar Lyra, Crow, Sora, Dennis. Then we have also Yuzu and Yugo, Yuri, and Xyz, what's his name? Yuya and Xyz. Yuya and Yugo is synchro. Like Yuri, Yuto? Is it Yuto? Yes, it's Yuto! It took me a while. I'm sorry. So that's our gang. And also we have Rory and Rin, but they're not really characters, they're mostly mentioned. Then we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains. This one will be the shortest one yet. So here we are fighting Ignis, which are basically AIs based on people. So we have, and they're based on 6 Yu-Gi-Oh! Attributes. So we have light, dark, fire, water, earth, wind. And also we have divine, but we don't have Ignis that represents divine. So we're fighting Ignis because some of them went rogue, basically. And now the shit is happening. First, we have Yusaku, who was the base for I, which is Dark Ignis. And he, in the beginning, is trying to fight Knights of Hanoi, I think. And their leader, Revolver. In the sub, I don't know what his sub name is. Of course, we know who Revolver is in the real world. Partway through the show, we found out it's a Ryokan Konami. I know Konami is a company who makes I think just Yusaku. Kogami. I know it's something on K. So Ryokan Kogami. But later we're one of Knights of Hanoi is what's his name? Spectre, who was base for Earth Ignis. Leading ladies Aoi or Sky in the dub, whose friend was base for Aqua. We also have we have Kusanagi, whose brother was base for Light Ignis, or was it Wind Ignis? I think Light Ignis. So for Aqua was always friend, I think. Ignis, Aqua is water, I is dark, Flame, whose base was who was Flames? I knew his name. He's the only one who I know. So Burner, Takeru took me a while. Then Earth Ignis, Light Ignis, and Wind Ignis. So I think we're fighting the Ignis. They all went berserk at some point throughout the show, except for Aqua and Earth, because Earth was normal, Spectre was not one in that relationship. So, yeah. As you can see, I did not pay close attention to that one. So, in this show we have group of Yusaku. I only count humans. Yusaku, Spectre, Kusanagi, Ryoken, Aoi, Akira Zaizen, Ghost Girl, Takeru, and some other people, and Ignis. It took me less than 10 minutes to talk about Dark Vrains, which is actually good. And it will take a lot less time to talk about most of these things that I have on the list. Then I watched all three Chronicles of Narnia movies, which is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Prince Caspian, and Voyage of the Dawn Treader. They're following Penguins and siblings in their stuff doing with Narnia. And then we have Gormiti, which is about these kids who go to different world where they transform into gigantic elemental creatures. Then we have Aquaman, which is about Aquaman. I died of laughter on that movie. It's really... That and Shazam were so funny for some reason. But I died on laughing on Aquaman because Mr. Aquaman, to say how long something is, this here, they were in Saqqara, and he said that this is here before, since before Saqqara was the desert. So that's that's my favorite quote for the movie. Then we have Life with Derek, which is about, mother of 2 daughters and father of 3 kids married. So mother has daughters, Lizzie, the younger one, and Casey, the older one. Casey's in high school, Lizzie's middle school. They're not that far apart, I think 3 or 4 years the most. And then the father has Marty, the youngest one, Edwin, the middle one, who is the same age as Lizzie, and Derek, the eldest one, who is a little older than Casey. I think it's 2 or 3 months difference between these two. And we're seeing the story of their high school years since their family is merged through Casey's perspective. And basically, what the crazy storyline. Basically, she and Derek don't like each other, so there's like a bunch of stuff happening Okay. This video will be over an hour. So whoever watches this from the beginning till the end, I applaud you. Then we have Batwoman, which is about Batwoman. They need to recast the lead role for season 2 because Ruby Rose bailed out. Now I'm interested in what's going to happen. Then we have Lie to Me, which is about Dr. Carl Lightman, who has this company which is all about reading people's faces, and he helps the police, and it's crazy. He annoys his daughter, who is in the show same age as me now. Then we have Doctor Strange, which is the origin story of Doctor Strange. Strange is his surname, so, and he's a surgeon, I think, in the beginning. Then we have Titans, which is about teen titans who are not really teen anymore. Most of them are in their 20s. So we have, then I watched Merlin, which is basically the King Arthur's story, but on crack. For example, multiple times throughout the show, Merlin says to Arthur that he looks like a toad, and we are following the whole story from Merlin's perspective. And then I watched Ocean's 8, which was great. Then I watched, that's about Danny Ocean's sister. Then we have Stargirl, which is about Stargirl. Only the first season is out now. For second one, we'll need to wait till at least halfway through 2021. I'm sad. The show is great. Then we have Shazam. It is said really funny. It's about Shazam, or Captain Marvel of DC Universe, and his origin story, and at the end we get Shazam family. Then I rewatched some episodes of Friends. So we have Friends here. We have the Croatian version of The Chase, so Potjera in Croatian, which is a game show about a chase, structured like a chase. Then we have, now we're like nearing the end, so we have Yuri on Ice, which is about Katsuki Yuri, who is the figure skater, who at the beginning of the show actually is at the lowest point of his career. He's 23, so he does not have a lot of time to spare his near the end of his career. He got to Grand Prix and finished last out of 6, and some other stuff, but I'm not going to mention that because we don't find that out until episode 10 of the show. And then when he comes home after finishing college, he asks his friend to watch his version of his idol's winning number from the Grand Prix where he finished last. His idol finished first, and basically his friend is a couple of years older than him, and her daughters actually film him skating and post it online, and the video goes viral. I think the title was something along those lines, along the lines that an idiot skates Victor Nikiforov's number or something like that. Like, kids were savage with the title. Then, of course, the Mr. Victor, the idol, sees it and decides to be Yuri's coach. But we don't know exact reasoning till episode 10. And also we have few nut job friends, such as Chris and Pidget. Then we have Manifest, which is about a group of passengers on this flight, which takes off and in 1 year comes to its destination 5 years after. So it's like really weird. Then we have Food Wars, which is about a kid named Soma who works in the diner with his dad, and his dad tells him that he's going to close the diner for a while and go around the world, and ships Soma off to this elite cooking boarding school. Of course, Soma is furious because Mr. Dad didn't tell him till the last minute. So he decided to murder him at one point, I'm sure. So we're following Soma in that school where all kids are crazy and storylines are crazy, teachers are crazy, and there's kids that are in Elite 10, so 6 of them. So we have 6 kids in the Elite 10 after, in Soma's second year, we have 6 of them from, so Soma and 5 friends, and 4 characters that are a year older. So we have Soma and a bunch of his friends, and basically the whole point of them being Elite 10 is there's no point, and they can't work together if you force them to. They tried. Out of 3 days of the assignment, they did assignment for like 3 hours on the last day, because they spent 2.5 days fighting. So yeah, it's like a lot of strange stuff happening. There's, for example, one guy who around the dorm wears nothing but an apron, and when they see him for the first time wearing clothes, they don't recognize him. So then we have ReZero, which is an anime about a guy who dies and wakes up in this fantasy land where every time he dies he gets back to his save point. For example, for a while, every time he died he would wake up in front of this apple stand, and basically he needs to do stuff. I'm not really sure how to explain. explain it. Then I watched Garage Sale Mystery movie series. So we have every single one starts with Garage Sale Mystery. So we have the original, we have Until Proven Innocent, Murder by Text, Picture Murder, A Case of Murder, Pandora's Box Murders, a Murder Most Medieval, A Murder in D Minor, A Novel Murder, A Mass Murder, The Beach Murder, The Art of Murder, All That Glitters, The Deadly Room, and The Wedding Dress. And they're all about Jennifer, who likes to read crime novels and helps the police solve cases, but she actually is the owner of the antique store, and she annoys everybody. Her husband, her kids, her best friend, and the detective. So I watched, and then we have anime Free, which is about a swim club. Free is actually something really important in the show, freestyle. So Free does actually have something to do with the show. It's a spoiler, so I'm not going to talk about it, but we're following. So Haruka, Makoto, Nagisa, and Rei, who are all members of Ivan Toby Swim Club, but don't let their names fool you. They're not girls, they're all guys. And their club manager, Go, is sister of their friend, and she is angry because she actually has guy's name. So she wants to be referred to as Ko instead of Go, and basically Nagisa is always teasing her and calling her Go. But she gets over it. Then we are also following the rivals, this other school club where their friend Rin goes, or their brother goes to. So it's like really funny, and his teammates are Momo, who actually comes in the second season. And then his roommate, whose name I always forget, Captain, Momo's older brother, and Susuke. And we are following them. And Susuke also appears in the second season. Then we have Bitange Princesa, which I always say is Friends Croatian style on crack, basically. And then we have Find Me in Paris, which is a show about girl from 1905 who is in Paris in the opera, and her mother tells her that she cannot dance ballet anymore, and she's a Russian princess and she needs to go to Russia, and she decides to run away with her boyfriend, but accidentally gets transported in 2018, where she decides to stay until the next portal lay, and then the next, and she's still in Paris to this very day. So it's really funny. So yeah, that's it for this video. I'll link all my what I watched videos down below so you can hear more of my thoughts on this if I weren't something wasn't enough. So yeah, that's it for this video. Down below, if you liked it, like, share and subscribe. If you see that up to this point, comment down below. Stop talking about Yu-Gi-Oh so much. Those exact words. And down below you have my social media and email. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.